or, because I'm not a coder and I don't have any education in development or anything like that for websites, HTML, anything. But I taught myself through educating myself online how to do FBML. But, so it's very easy to learn, but you have to take the time to learn it. And so with MySpace, all you'd have to go to is various websites. They would create the code for you. You'd be able to put it in, no problem. And that's where it went crazy. It went too overboard. But Facebook has protected it, and that's why a lot of Facebook pages, for example, or even profiles, are very similar looking and boring. And, with the FBML, which, is a great application to add to any page, especially for businesses, to stand out from the next Facebook page. But it doesn't allow you to go too overboard. I mean, you're only allowed a certain amount of tabs at the top of your page. You're allowed endless possibilities with FBML, but they're going to get hidden in that, drop down. But, right. So we talked about the business aspect. I mean, obviously, we all agree that if you have a business, Facebook's the place. But how can you then say that and then expect people who you would want for that business to have as a potential customer to not be there because of privacy?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if their privacy gets so heinous, people start turning away. What's the motivation for business to stay?
True. But if we know that it's been very, very public about the privacy issues with Facebook. If it is that big of a deal, why is it growing? Where's the logic? Where's the theory?
People don't know any better.
I don't agree. I think that's downplaying the people. I think of course they can be educated more, and I'm totally up on that. I mean, do you
think grandma's going to know to go look at the terms of service to verify that they're not selling off her personal information?
No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, who's helping grandma to get on Facebook? The grandchild?
Grandma's decided to do it on her own because all the grandkids are on it, her kids are on it, and she wants to be able to. She's heard of this great thing that's made it easy to connect and keep in touch with people, which Facebook has done.
Yeah.
But what are you giving up to be able to use it without realizing it?
Well, again, I'm not disputing the fact that they're not educating the privacy policy in a better format. They should be. They definitely should be. But at the same time, if grandma's getting on there, grandma, as long as she's still with us in mentally, she should educate herself. I mean, that's the thing. Anything you do, if you're going to drive a car, you're going to educate yourself before you drive it. Everything has a downfall. If you don't read the instructions or the terms of services, if you don't keep up to date, if you don't see those flashing, every second day, there's an article out there online talking about privacy issues. Even the news on TV will talk about privacy issues on Facebook. If you're not taking that seriously and going and researching or whatever, even though I said and still state that I think Facebook should make this easier, but if you're still not taking that responsibility on your own self as a user to go and find out that information, then really whose fault is it?
It would be nice if that was true, and your car analogy doesn't hold water, because why do we then have all of these laws that require testing and police to enforce rules of the road?
Well, I mean, the police aren't there just for rules of the road.
No, they aren't, but they spend an awful lot of time doing that.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that that's all they do and that's what their primary job is, but why are there so many rules of the road that need to be enforced if people do such a great job educating themselves on how to drive their cars?
Well, I didn't say that they do. I'm just saying that you would expect them to, right? Read the book, take the driver's course, right?
Honestly, I don't expect people to. Honestly,
you don't expect people to understand how to drive a car prior to driving it? You feel that safe on the road then?
I don't think people would if they didn't have to.
And the other fact.
Wait! I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, but that's proving my point right there, though, George. George, I love you. You're so great because this is the thing: is that this privacy issue is kind of forcing you to, isn't it?
Why
Or
is it
should be. Well, it should force you to. I mean, if you're going to use something that's free, right? I mean, completely free, that allows you to play games, to go to various businesses, to interact with your friends online and offline, to share with your family members. I mean, that's 4 things right there that on a grand scale mean a lot to a lot of people in one place. One place they have to go, and it's Facebook. And you're saying that if there's privacy issues that are being flagged out there, they shouldn't be forced to go and check that out? So if you're saying, are you saying that if there's something saying there's a recall on something, should I not go educate myself if what I'm using could be the recall? I mean, that's what it all comes down to. Again,
to recalls.
Go ahead.
How many people pay attention to recalls? I mean, I have no idea on that number, but I suspect that there's an awful lot of recalls that never go noticed.
Okay, again, what I'm referring to is not what doesn't go noticed. I'm talking about what's being noticed, what's being put out.
I mean, recalls that are put out in whatever way that the government mandates that most of the population don't see, because most people aren't looking for that.
Okay, and that's fine, but what I'm referring to is when you see that there's privacy issues, and this is relating back to Facebook, as much as you would see if there's news articles and it's all over the news that there's a recall on whatever, you should probably check to see if that, if you actually own that, whatever it is, you should check to see. I mean, that's the responsible human being, I would say. If you're not, I mean, you're taking your own chances and you're making your own choices. Do you not see my point, or am I not explaining myself clearly?
No, I get what you're saying, that, people should be responsible for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I probably should just say it like that. Because, and that's what it comes down to with any social network. The more social we get, the less privacy we're going to have. And we're getting more social because it's all about supply and demand. We are demanding it. We want more social. We want real time. And everything's going to start getting more real time. That's going to be huge in the next few years.
It'll only become more real time if they figure out ways of making it pay for itself. If they cannot make it pay for itself, these services will not exist in the future.
Yeah, that is so true. If there's no money in it, they won't build it. Well, many things won't get built if there's no money in it.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter was basically a fluke, okay? And now they're trying to monetize it. But think about it, Google's gotten into the real-time search aspect of things, and even using Twitter, for example. But Google's monetized. But Facebook's monetized, and they've gotten into real time. I think that, going forward, anybody that's going to get into real time, they're going to either already be established to make money off of it, or they're going to find a way to make money off of it. And I think that would be the smart thing to do. But again, Twitter wasn't intended to become what it is. Same with Facebook. But Facebook was a little bit smarter. They got in on it early, where Twitter's been in on it for a few years now, and they still haven't found a way. And these advertising tweets, is that not just being lazy?
I still haven't seen any of these advertising tweets. I mean,
really?
Really. Of course, I've been on Twitter for on a regular basis. I mean, I pretty much ignore my all friends stream coming off of there.
I actually did it the reverse. I pulled everybody off of friends, off of follow, and onto a list.
Ah.
So I don't really see the ads myself. But
see, the thing is with the ads, they blend in so perfectly because it looks like just another tweet.
Yeah,
but it'll say, oh, get Tylenol for $2. I mean, I'm being dramatic here, but it'll be something like Tylenol for $2 at www.tylenol.com. Sorry, I don't mean to use Tylenol, but the thing is that that's the way it is. I mean, it's so blended in, and I think we're just going for that more social route where we're not even